What's up traders, welcome to Failure to Displace, where we're going to be utilising some ITC concepts to try and ensure that every day is a payday. In this video we're looking at our Silver Bullet simplified process just to see what opportunities were available for us to try and extract some profits from the market. Today is June the 20th, 2023. We're going to be taking a look at the Silver Bullet setup in the New York session on the S&P 500. So let's get straight into the charts. To speed things up, I've already marked out our liquidity levels, so we can see that we have extreme levels of buy side, which were put in on Friday last week. Monday was a bank holiday in the US, so it was quite narrow price action. But we do have some buy side from the London high, gap time high, and the New York high was just swept at the daily open. So we have a swing high in the gap between New York and Asia. We have the Asia high, which is currently untouched. So this is all looking very bearish. We can see that there's no highs being taken at the moment. London's put in a high just under the Asia high, and currently before we enter the Silver Bullet hour, New York has pulled back into a 15-minute fair value gap. I will zoom this in a second so we can get a better look at price action, and has rejected to take London low. We also have a swing high here, which was from the New York session on Thursday. So this at the end of the New York, we put in a 15-minute swing with a fair value gap underneath. So this is a potential target that might draw liquidity to it, and then further down we have the New York low from Thursday, so quite a hefty drop here. So coming into the session, let's just zoom in, take a look at more local price action. So what we can see here, as we've mentioned, we have just literally wicked through the London low and closed back inside the range. So we've not been able to displace below this. So coming into the Silver Bullet session, I would be bullish here because we have taken London's liquidity. I would hope for a bigger retracement into the range, possibly taking out the New York high before we take further downside. So again, back to what we like to look at. We've had a failure to displace essentially, so we've failed to displace below this liquidity, meaning I would expect liquidity to be taken slightly higher up in the range before we can look at any potential further downside moves. One thing I mentioned earlier is we do have this 15-minute FEG value gap, which did hold price down. So potentially there may be some liquidity here on a lower time frame that we might reach for if we are taking this long. Let's drop into the lower time frames and have a look. So yeah, we can see actually a couple of swing levels here. Price took out the London low, immediately retraced back up. So we've got a swing high here on the 1 minute. We have a lower swing high as well. Let's see if we can duplicate these. Here, so a couple of 1 minute swing highs. These are not going to be as significant, but given the fact that today's price action seems very bearish, meaning we've not been able to take any of the session highs so far, maybe just a small retracement into these to fuel further downside might be the order for the Silver Bullet hour. So we're at 9:59 here, so let's just jump into the Silver Bullet hour now and see what opportunities we've got. So initially here I will be looking to try and get some kind of bullish buys to take some of this liquidity here, given the fact that we've already taken sell side prior to the session starting. Okay, it doesn't look like we're going to get that. Price is immediately reaching down, fair value gap to the downside, so maybe we'll come in for this lower liquidity. I'm not going to take any shorts because we're so close to this liquidity here, and we're still hovering around the bottom of this range as well, so I need some more clarification. So we are breaking below, slightly higher, so we've taken this liquidity. Our swing high to watch is this bullish candle here. You can see it's basically equal highs on the 1 minute, but that's going to be our swing high for our break of structure. So if we're going to be looking at this now, because we've just swept liquidity here, we could potentially be looking at this as a ICT 2022 mentorship model, meaning that we look for displacement now on a break of structure to take us higher into the range. So let's just see if we can break here with a bullish fair value gap. So we have got a bullish fair value gap, but we've not broken structure yet, so we're still bearish as it stands, unable to take that high. So we've got a bearish fair value gap here alongside a bullish fair value gap. So actually there's a very, very small balanced price range here. This would put me in a more negative or more bearish mindset. I think we're probably going to come and take these lows. Yeah, strong price action taking the lows. So we can delete this now because that's not our swing high. So we've taken this low. We're going to be looking for a new swing high to be put in. Break of structure with displacement to go long. We've taken all of the liquidity I had marked out, apart from the extreme low from the New York session on Thursday. Let's just see if we can get some kind of bullish price action. So here, putting a swing low, broken structure here. So this is our swing high. We've got a candle, lower candle to the left, a lower candle to the right. It's then pulled down, broken structure to the low, displaced above this swing high. So this would be a bullish entry for me, based on the ICT 2022 mentorship. I would take this long. 50 pip stop, 50 pip. Sorry, 5 handle stop, 5 handle take profit. See if we get tagged in. Yeah, it's just touched in, so it's respecting the fair value gap at the moment, which is a good sign. Again, I've mentioned this in previous videos. I like to observe what happens at the 50% of the fair value gap. And we can see that this candle closure is above the 50% of that fair value gap, which is always a good sign for me. Obviously, we do have an order block here, bullish order block, which price has just tapped the top of as well to the absolute pip. So perfection there. Let's see what happens if we can pull away. Coming in deeper, again respecting that 50%, respecting the 50, pulling away now, so that's nice. Good price action, fair value gap here, almost at take profit. Fair value gap again, just tapped it. So there is our 5 handles. So for my current trading plan, I would be closed out in full here. However, I am going to take note just to see if we can get 2 to 1, because I am thinking about implementing a 2 to 1 strategy in the future, just to allow myself to have a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to my win rate. Let's see how this pans out. So pulling back to the entry. Again, we're seeing that this fair value gap that we put in and this order block has been respected. So we've not broken back into the lower fair value gap. Pulling away nicely. Not quite hit 2 to 1 there. Dragging on a little bit now, so obviously we're outside the Silver Bullets hour, so there'll be no more entries here. Let's just see if price action can take us above that 2 to 1 for a nice finish to the session. Oh, not quite. There we go, that's got to be it. Just have a proper breakthrough, come on. There we go. So eventually breaks through. Quite a long trade if you were hanging on for the 2 to 1. I'd have been a bit stressed about that. But there we go. Very quick 5 handles if you're going to take it to there. If you're going to hold for the 2 to 1, then you're going to have to suffer. Draw down back to your entry position and then a kind of prolonged grind up to hit the ultimate target. Before we close out on the video, I just want to give a quick update now, just to let you know that how perfect this trade turned out to be. A potential 6R on this one if you wanted to hold it through. And the buy side that we initially marked out at the beginning of our analysis has been taken out. Price has come up just to tap the high of the New York session before consolidating a little bit here. So fantastic price action through the morning session, and based on the analysis that we had, we were able to grab the session low with a really nice tight stop loss. So I'm really happy with how that played out. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video, found it useful, seeing how we're marking out the levels and how we're waiting for the trades to come to us. I've had some fantastic growth over the past few days on the channel, so thank you very much for everybody that's subscribed and left comments and stuff. It's fantastic to get some feedback, and I'm really glad to see that these hindsight reviews are helping you guys as much as they're helping me. It's really helping me get some pattern recognition and burning these kind of setups into my brain, so when they do present in live time, I'm not afraid to pull the trigger and take the trade. With that being said, thank you for watching. I'll be back again very shortly with some more reviews, and I'll see you soon.